Hello again, everybody. Today we're at a place I've been curious about seeing for a long time, as the Ulster Transport Museum. I was here many years ago as a child in primary school, so I remember very little. So let's go on ahead and see some of the vehicles that's today on display. Very nice. A Honda Jazz. Yes, a collector's item. That's well worth the trip to the museum to see it. Ulster Transport Museum. So with me being a fan of models and scale model work, I really can appreciate some of the work that's gone into some of them little models there. And yeah, full life-size models here behind me as well. So there's lots to see here in the Ulster Transport Museum. I'll also mention that all these trains that are here on display are fully functioning, and they do be taken out now and again and used for demonstrations and stuff. But yeah, there's a big turntable and stuff out there, and all these trains are real old vintage trains that can be used. And I'll not show everything in here, I'll only show bits and pieces, so again, to encourage people to actually come here themselves and support the Ulster Transport Museum. A scale here, an old-time scale. See the maximum weight is 21 stone. Oh, I could get her tight there. The life-size models of the characters are extremely impressive and very good. It is very good to get an opportunity to come to a place like this and see this type of thing, because you just don't see this anymore in real life. And they've disappeared a long time ago. And yeah, it does make you think about the things you see around you nowadays to appreciate it. Because in 50 years time, you don't know how the world's going to change, and you don't know how transport and the countryside is going to change, and have to adapt to new technologies and new things that are going to come in. I'm sure this guy, whoever he was modelled on, never could have imagined an electric car. Things change and things move on, and 50 years time down the line, whoever's spared to see it, who knows what you're going to see. Right? Now, under normal circumstances, your family and children are allowed to come and get on and off the trains and all the vehicles. But unfortunately, because of this situation that's upon us in the world at the moment, that can't be allowed because these are very, very old and antique vehicles that are painted and finished in a different way, and you can't start spraying alcohol sprays and sanitizer gels and stuff like that around the paintwork and around the interiors and stuff of these old vehicles. That's just going to destroy them. They weren't designed to stand up to those sort of chemicals. So, unfortunately, at the moment, you're allowed to look and admire, but unfortunately, we're not allowed to get on any of the vehicles and explore inside them. But that's just another one of the drawbacks of the situation of what we're all facing today. There's also lots of little nice pieces of artwork displayed around the museum here and there. But again, I'm only going to give you a wee glimpse of the museum, because it's not fair on the museum to show you people absolutely everything in here, because you need to encourage people to come here themselves and see it for themselves. So I'm not going to spoil it for you coming here. I'm going to leave things for you to discover yourself. But there really is something of beauty of these old vehicles and these old buses. Just things nowadays just don't have the character and have the look that these things have, and it's lovely to have a chance to look at these in real life, in person. Looks like there may have been a bit of a disagreement here with the price of the tickets. If only the gentleman knew the price of the tickets in the future, he would have known he had very little to complain about. Even on display here, we've got a few little old style shops, and we've got a few hats on display for the upper class. Not much point in me looking at those. Again, under normal circumstances, these buses would have been free for the public to go in around and explore, but just at the moment that's not allowed, just to protect the old vehicles. Back in the old days, the vehicles had some 3 horsepower. It's actually, to be here in real life, just to take in the size of these old ambulances. That thing's huge. I really love seeing all the vehicles of all descriptions, but yes, now my favourite part, the cars.
Great Scott! Great Scott!
The DeLorean is gone. Gone to the future or the past. Now, why was this car not a great idea? And why did this not catch on? And why is not a lot more of these sort of cars available nowadays when this was able to be built so many years ago? It would save Boris Johnson a fortune. He wouldn't have to be building any bridges over to Scotland. Now, I've been told that these old rovers that can rot, but I never thought they would rot away to this extent. Again, like on the video of the Bangor Castle the other day, one thing I can't get across on video is the smells. And when you stick your head into that garage there, and the smell of the oil and of the old car, that's fantastic. I know, and I've no video is going to bring that across. that's something that you're going to have to come down here to the Ulster Transport Museum and experience for yourself. There's some really good cars here down on display, like this Noble 200 from 1960. So yeah, if you like your classic and vintage cars, this is like the icing on the cake at the end of this museum. I don't know if it's the end of the museum. I haven't been outside yet. Apparently there's more outside to see. So with me also being like a model car fan and a fan of making wee dioramas for the models, I really do appreciate coming and seeing like full life-size scale models. That's really impressive, and that's good to look at, just to sort of give me an example of something to maybe build in the future. Right, so I'm pretty sure now at this point I am going to run out of battery. I'm not going to be able to show you everything because that building that had everything else in it was way up there, and we walked down through the grounds, and they were at another expedition hall. And I'm seeing motorbikes and stuff through the glass there. So here we go again, and I'll show you what I can, and what I can't show you as well. You'll have to come and see it for yourself.
After years of negotiations and delays, in 1978 the company decided to build its DMC-12 in Northern Ireland. A custom-built 550,000 square foot factory began production in Dunmurry. The wheels have independent suspension and disc brakes, which enable superior handling, cornering, and evasive maneuvers. The car's rear-mounted engine grants better weight distribution. In any head-on collision, the front of the car will crush at a controlled deceleration rate.
For anybody that is a fan of the DeLorean, this is something that you must see. One thing that your kids can still enjoy is a wee trip around the world on a Massey Ferguson, thanks to the green screen. So that was a really good wee day out, and we did spend maybe 4 hours in there, and it didn't seem like it, but yeah, we were in there about 11 and it's after 3 o'clock now, and so yeah, it's definitely worthwhile coming down to pay a visit. You never know, the jazz could end up in there in the museum yet. If you made it to this point of the video, thank you very much for watching. I hope I've showed you something what you enjoyed seeing, and hopefully I've maybe inspired you to pay a visit to the Ulster Transport Museum. Thank you very much, and if you've subscribed to the channel, thank you very much for doing that, and I'll catch you next time, whenever that may be. Bye bye.